As the race for Republican nomination for the President of the United States tightens, there are many candidates in the arena, and all of these candidates are trying their best to get the attention of Republican voters and increase their poll numbers. But among the sea of candidates, there is one candidate who has managed to get attention from not only the Republican voters but also from Democratic voters, and that candidate is Vivek Ramaswamy. But who is Vivek Ramaswamy? What is his background? What do we know about him? I sat down with Mukta to discuss about Vivek and his background and what all we need to know about Vivek Ramaswamy. I am Ankur and you are listening to the News Park. Hi Mukta, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So Mukta, in this video, we're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy. And as we all know that lately he's been gaining a lot of momentum in his polls. He was nowhere to be seen last year, but now he's among the top
He's
five,
everywhere now.
top five, top three candidates among the Republican race for the presidential nomination. But we don't know much about him. Where is he coming from? What is his background? So, tell our listeners about his background.
Absolutely. I mean, he has been lately gaining so much popularity, the polls, ratings, like everybody, everywhere, it's just him. So, yeah, not many people know about his background. He was born to Indian immigrants in the United States. So he's from Kerala, India, and he was born and raised in a very Hindu traditional family and attended a Catholic school.
Got it. And what about his education? Because I've been hearing a lot about the fact that he's an overachiever.
Oh, he is. He has been the best in his class always. He has attended Harvard College, and then later he attended the Ivy League law school program. So he has always been the best, and not just like academics, I would say. He has been an all-rounder, an achiever, like you said, because he has been a great tennis player, a public speaker. He has played piano for Alzheimer's patients. So, I mean, I can boast about him so much.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing his great speaking skills, throughout his campaign, especially in the first Republican debate. So,
yes.
Yeah, I think it's helping him a lot.
I mean, being a newbie to politics, not having much experience, and still contesting for the GOP nominations, that's a big thing. Right.
Okay. So, Mukta, he had an amazing education. He was an all-rounder. After his education, what did he do?
But he was a great businessman. So initially he joined QVT Financial. That's a Wall Street hedge fund.
Oh, so he was a Wall Street man.
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, he was a manager there. He was always good with trades, numbers, drugs.
And I bet he made a lot of money there.
He did, absolutely, yes. And I mean, he quickly impressed his bosses and became a partner. And he was only 28 at that time.
Okay, wow.
Yes. And
I think after Wall Street, he created his own business, right?
Yes, eventually he wanted to start something of his own. So he opened his own pharmaceutical company called Roivant. He did well in that. He was at one point of time, I think it was around 2017, he was able to raise $1.1 billion.
Wow.
Yes, and so Forbes listed him as America's richest entrepreneurs under 40. So yeah, that was his story about his own pharmaceutical company.
Well, that's nice. And I bet that all of these connections, all of that money that he made at that time is helping him a lot,
in his present nomination for sure, yes.
Okay. So that's about his education, his businesses and his work life and stuff. So, but I think he wrote a couple of books as well. So can we talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. So he has been he's popularly known for slamming identity politics. He's obviously a good writer. So he's written many books, and one of his famous books is Woke Inc., which also became New York's best-selling books, one of the best-selling books at that time. So yeah, he is known for his controversial opinions, views about wokeism.
Right, and I think that's why people say that his views align with Trump's views, and he's promoting
Yes.
Trumpism, if I may say
Yes,
so.
and I guess that is why he's getting so much of support from Republicans who still do not sympathize so much with Trump, but
Right.
who,
And
find
his second book, Nation of Victims.
Nation of Victims.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that closely aligned with his extreme views, right?
absolutely. Yes.
Right. So, how has these two books helped him in his campaign?
Well, if he's a good writer, then he's also a good speaker as well, right? So he has appeared, because of his strong opinions, he has appeared on Fox News a lot of times, which we know, a news channel that's aligned with the Republican ideology. So he has had numerous debates, numerous speaking engagements over Fox News. And I guess
bet that this has helped him,
in his political agenda.
and in his poll numbers and getting the visibility that is required.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to talk about his ratings and poll numbers as well, right?
Right. I mean, he has been consistently, seeing increase in his poll numbers, and I bet that this is because of his extreme views, and because of that, he's getting the screen time that everyone is wanting to get.
Yes.
So, interesting. So, coming back to his political campaign, is this the first time that he's, considering running for an office, or he has, tried his hand in politics before?
Well, in many of his interviews with, on different channels, he said that he had a meeting with Kevin McCarthy.
The House Republican leader.
The House Republican leader, yes. So, he is the one who encouraged him to, go into politics. He said that he's a great thought leader, and he just wanted to push him, to enter into politics, contest, become a congressman.
But I think that didn't work out.
No, he tried. He changed his mind. Basically, didn't start anything that time.
Got it.
Yeah.
And when someone is running for the office, of course, whether it's a presidential office or any house office, you need to know about their thought process. You need to know about their, policies, their agendas. What do they think about certain issues? I know that he closely aligns with Trump's politics. He has made pretty clear about his views about certain very strong topics. But how far does it go? Do you think that he has those extreme views that we should be careful about?
I personally think, just like Trump, he never hesitates to say anything controversial on camera. So, I can give you examples. Like, for instance, he has made statements which raised a lot of controversy, criticism, people. So, US imports a lot of semiconductor technology from Taiwan. So he says that, if I become the president, then I'm going to make USA self-sustained, in terms of semiconductors. So there would be no need to import anything from Taiwan. So I don't care if then China invades Taiwan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing to say, right?
Right. So what you're saying is that if I don't feel your need, then
I don't care what happens to you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, this is just one example, raising sparks of heated debate among, his listeners and in
Republican debate, I think he talked about climate change and said that climate change is a hoax.
It's not an issue. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah,
and just like Trump. He was booed on Republican stage. It's interesting to see that he has such strong views that even Republican voters are sometimes booing him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And since he's getting so much popularity, do you think he has any big supporters or endorsements? There must be someone behind him.
Right. I mean, we are not at stage where big people come forward and select one candidate and endorse them. But having said that, I think he has found a fan in Elon Musk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because there were some tweets going on Twitter, now X.com, where people were saying that probably Vivek should be the vice president. Because of his views, he will be closely, aligned with what Trump thinks. And then Elon Musk replied to that tweet saying that he thinks that's true, that he should be.
Wow.
And then Vivek replied in another platform, if he is elected as a president, then he would want Elon Musk to be the White House advisor.
Oh my God, I sense a friendship right
there.
there.
So, there is some, if Elon Musk says that about you, you know that you're gaining momentum in your campaign, and that's exactly what someone like him would want right now.
Yeah. So Ankur, we talked so much about him, but viewers want to know the numbers. What does the poll says? What does the rating say? Like, where does he stand in terms of figures and numbers?
Right. So after the first debate where he was able to make his mark, we have seen increase in his poll numbers, and he was nowhere near top 3, top 5 initially, but now he's at number 3 spot.
Number 3.
Yeah, he's after Trump and Ron DeSantis. So he is currently polling around 8%, which is very high considering that he has no background whatsoever. And he's ahead of Vice President Mike Pence, Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, who have, all these people have years of experience.
Yes.
So this wave of popularity has definitely helped him. But we still see that there's about 25% of Americans which think unfavorably of Vivek.
Okay.
But contradictory to that, 28% thinks favorably of him. So right now it can go anywhere. But let's be practical. Trump is polling at 60%.
That's a huge margin.
Yeah,
obviously he seems to be unbeatable.
Exactly. But then again, when you're on number 2 or number 3 spot, you think about if it's a possibility for you to get a VP nomination, right? Trump can pick him as his running mate. So,
right.
But after all that, it's for sure that Vivek has managed to make his mark. And, we're still looking forward to many debates and, how this playing field turns out in a couple of months. But at the end of the day, Vivek is a candidate to watch out for.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Ankur, for enlightening so much about his background.
Thank you so much for answering our questions, and it was really nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Vivek Ramaswamy is surely a candidate to watch out for. All of this popularity that he's having right now is helping him in his poll numbers. But will he be able to beat Trump to get the Republican nomination? It's hard to say. But you never know. There are a lot of things that are happening, and there's a lot of time remaining to get the Republican nomination. So only time will tell whether he'll be the nominee or maybe a running mate for Trump. Thank you for listening. See you next time.